was sitting here deep cleaning the shipping room and I kept getting downloads that I was supposed to say something and start coming on here more often. My guides have been asking me to say more. So I just got a couple of quick downloads for you that I think are pertinent for right now for you to make the light choice. I'm Candace with, of course, Miracles, A Course in Miracles. First message we have is when I discussed, if you haven't watched the December update, we talk about Sagittarius a lot and this season that we're in. And there was one more message that I was supposed to clarify, and it's about the tree of life, okay? So I want you to imagine or just know that the tree of life, the roots go deep, deep, deep down into earth. There's a foundation so that the tree cannot get knocked down, so that it's strong, so that it can grow to its fullest potential to reach high, high, high up, okay? We are in a time of this mighty integration between our higher spirit selves and our body. And then I got the vision of like driving a car. Imagine that the body is the avatar. It's the car, it's the spaceship, however you want to see it. All right? The mind, the soul is the dashboard or information, all of the buttons you can press, okay? Your lower mind, your higher mind are trying to bridge these fractals of your soul together. And in doing so, you need to consciously drive the car. That is your job here in this experience. There is this level of being conscious on earth. I'm saying we because I'm referring to myself as well, and maybe it's just from my experience, but it's like this idea that there's this spiritual and then there's this 3D world, and these are two different aspects of our being, right? And usually what happens is that we can either click into this place or we can click into this place, but it's really hard to be in both places at the same time. And I'm being told it's time to integrate both of those experiences into one. You get to be human here. You are meant to be human here, okay? What that means is that while you are learning, there is this level of recognizing that you came here to experience what's happening here with your light now, okay? Integrating the higher self, bringing more of your true nature into this experience is what is required. So it is a merging of the two. It's grounding yourself to the earth, while also reaching up high and learning how to make everything a meditation almost, okay? So it's learning how to exist within this mainframe from a sacred place. What that means to me is like when you're washing dishes, when you're watching TV, when you're parenting, when you're hanging out with your friends, there is this level of being able to feel the peace of your inner self, your higher self, while staying in this human form without having to exit to go find that peace, okay? And learning how to make each moment in this experience sacred. No matter if you're, right now I'm deep cleaning a room, right? And listening to music and just enjoying my mind while using my body and kind of integrating all these experiences into one. You are meant to be both at the same time. And we have to let go of this concept that we are meant to be perfect. It's holding us back, okay? There is this level of forgiveness of the self and allowing yourself to be in the experience you came here to have, which requires hiccups, it requires anger, it requires pettiness, it requires sometimes sadness and sometimes joy. And it's all of these different emotions that we alchemize to broaden the experience of our reality here. So if you feel those ways, don't feel bad about feeling human, be human. And stop seeking this perfection. It's just exhausting. It's not going to work. You get to give yourself some slack and show yourself the unconditional love that is required for you to know the true essence of source as unconditional love. Okay? I'm going to have more to say about that later. But the second one is fight energy. War energy is like popping right now. That's what you're going to be seeing more of. Everybody going to be fighting, okay? Don't let it in. Everyone is going to be fighting. Don't let it in. Try to not suck yourself down those timelines. But there is this essence of us either running from a fight, avoiding a fight, or being the fighter. Okay. And there is this understanding that it's fight. The word fight is not what's required, but this is how it's playing out in the experience, because in truth, we all are trying to integrate right now is bringing our truth into our personal experience and being able to properly articulate it to someone else. Okay. With a level of conviction that allows you to feel proud of what you said, what you did, how you responded, how you responded. I'm going to keep it there. I'm getting this idea that that's the next one is truth versus belief. If you are existing and going about this life and you haven't come out of the spiritual closet yet, okay? It's time to come out of the spiritual closet. But your job is not to wake people up. Your job is to be there for people who are waking up so that they can recognize you as a signal. And even if you never talk to them again, it's like an energetic click into place. This is why you don't have to focus so much on being perfect. There is part of your energetic frequency that is doing the job for you. Sometimes it's just being in a room. You don't even have to say something, right? But there are times when you will be presented with opportunities to tell your truth from a place of authority, and you need to shore up your argument. And it's not an argument. I don't even want to use that word. You need to be able to speak your truth with conviction, with confidence, with knowledge, with wisdom. Wisdom comes from experience, right? When you've integrated the experience in your life, your personal convictions. Okay? And I'll have more to say about that in a second. Yeah, I'm going to pull this one up next. So it's truth versus belief. Truth versus belief. Okay? You have to have an authentic connection with your source to speak properly about whatever you feel the need to say that is on your heart. There is this level within your experience where you have to release all of the things that you've learned. You have to integrate all of the practices that you have been participating in, and you've got to come from a place of knowing to share your vision with the world, okay? And truth is this is a really big one, okay? Truth is unpermeable. There is a truth that runs through history, through time, that never changes. You can look at the 12 universal laws. You can look at the Hermetic principles. I have that, that's what we're going to be talking about in my masterclass workshop coming up at the end of the month in my live. When you know the truths of the universe and you know the language of the alchemical process, I will say, you have this sturdy foundation, going back to that tree of life, a place to root yourself where your wisdom and experience can integrate for you to stretch out and share your light with others. There is this belief is kind of tied to belief systems and it's kind of tied to faith, but you need truth. You need to know for yourself for you to be able to speak from a level of authority. And that is what is required. Source is saying to me, we are like a vessel for this portion of the experience. Our energetic blueprint is doing a lot of the work for us. When it is time for us to speak, it is because Source told us to speak. When Source doesn't tell us to speak, it's almost like don't say anything, okay? Let me clear that up a little bit, okay? When you are moved and compelled and you feel the frequency, you feel that energy, you feel the shivers, you feel that, it's not tension, it's inspired action. You are meant to speak. When you feel tense, when you feel nervous, when you feel angry, when you feel in despair, when you feel like you have to defend yourself, it's better to stay quiet. Okay? And that is for you. That's solely for you. Okay? And the reason that it's for you is because when you come from a place of authenticity and you know who you are, you serve as an example of what is possible in another. And they can only truly latch on to that signature frequency when it is coming from a place that has removed the egoic matrix, which is when you feel the need to defend yourself or your ideas or your belief systems. I'm getting this idea that we grasp onto all of these spiritual concepts so much, when in reality, we are not supposed to be holding on to anything. We are supposed to be a cognitive dissonance. When you feel that discord in your being based on hearing an alternative to what you believe, it's because you're holding on to your beliefs too much. Those aren't the truths. In reality, we all came here, we all forgot. We are all trying to relearn based on our experience. You can only speak from your experience, which gives you the wisdom to say something. And you feel it in your bones when you do it right. And there will be tests where you don't feel like you always do it right, but you are learning how to authenticate your communication, your throat chakra, utilizing and integrating all of your being. Okay? And that truth is required. Ask for proof from your source. Develop a divine connection to your source before anything else, and allow that to guide you with this place of you. We on this 3D matrix right now. You know how thick this energy is. You know how chaotic this is. If you really want me out here speaking for you, you better show me something, right? That's how I'm telling you. That's how you got to believe it, because you want to be firm in your foundation of understanding of what you know to be true for yourself based on the experiences that you've had. Okay? That's what I'm going to say with that. Schumann resonance. It's been going insane. So I'm supposed to tell you this. I got a couple of things to say about this. So first of all, the thing we need to know is that time's not real. Remember that, okay? So it's not like the sun is blasting the earth and then over time that earth blast is affecting you. Each of us collectively in the experience are the Schumann resonance. It is our frequencies, okay? Collectively, which is the heartbeat of Mother Earth. So we are the heartbeat of Mother Earth. It happens simultaneously. There is no time to separate it. And we are the heartbeat of the sun. It's our source sending in information that is blasting us, and we ask for the information. We are opening ourselves up to the information to be blasted to us. It's all happening simultaneously, okay? So when you see these spikes, feel good that you know that the integration is happening, regardless of if people recognize it within themselves. That's not your job, okay? With that information, I want you to understand about the Schumann resonance right now. It's like I see the energy, right? And when I'm sitting here now, before, if you think about when you turn to a television station and you see static, I used to see like the thin lines, and there would be some light lines and some dark lines. But if you think of it like woven fabric, it was a really tight thread, okay? And that to me represents the veil. It was like this side of the veil, the other side of the veil, and this was the veil, okay? When I am experiencing the energy now, especially this week, and this has happened before, but it's feeling like it's happening for longer, it's like these patches are opening up. There are more gaps in the field. So it's electric. It's potent. You can hear it if you pay attention, okay? So this mass amount of energy is integrating with our beings, which is what you're feeling. And it can feel a lot like conflict, Mars, war. That's why I had to mention that. But also, there's this understanding of, that's why as above, so below. This is why it's so important, is because if that veil is thinning, right, full experience is expanding in all directions, okay? So you have to be sure that you are, during this time when this energy is going to be at its highest peak, allow integration. Don't push it out into the world again with fight energy or conflict energy or fear energy. Try and recognize that the experience is awakening, and that everyone is going through the process right now. There's going to be confusion in the field as these pieces open up and widen. And then I have to leave you with this last important message, and it's coming in hot. Okay. You are at the end of this journey. Okay. This measly 80 to 120 years, if you are lucky, that you spend on this planet. The entire experience that you are partaking in. When you leave here, when you go to the other side, you are judging yourself. You get a play-by-play of what you did, and you are judging yourself. Okay? This is important right now. It's like the higher self versus the physical self. And you have to watch what you did. Now, your morality is your compass, period. The principles that you integrate into your experience to say, this is who I am, that's what you're being judged on. It's internal for you. You know when you did something and it feel bad. We all do. We know when we did something, unless something's going on with you. But most of us, when you do something bad, you know it. Bad is not, what's bad for you couldn't necessarily be bad for me, isn't necessarily bad for someone else. When you feel like you have done wrong, you have sinned against yourself. When you feel in your essence that you have done wrong, that's the sin against yourself. Two things. Either did you do wrong? Is it based on false beliefs? Or are you not living up to the full potential of the expression of your being? The goal is not perfection. It is to continue. Are you trying or are you doing? That's the thing. Are you trying or are you doing? To try is to exert effort that never really gets anywhere. To do is to go through the experience regardless of the results. Are you trying or are you doing? It's time to do in all aspects of ways of your being. It's time to do and not try anymore. It's time to do. Okay, that's an energy shift. That's a mindset shift. Because if you're working on it, regardless of the outcome, you are doing it. Okay? And at the end of this experience, when you meet yourself, you partake in witnessing the experience from everyone else's perspective that you interacted with. And if you feel like you didn't do good, you judge yourself in that way. And if you feel like you did good, you judge yourself in that way. And you have to forgive yourself and determine if you want to come back and have the experience again and clean it up, or if you're done, okay, and you need a break, right? Do that here, but be kinder to yourself. We all get to be human. We all get to exist, but you do have an authentic, with integrity, your soul. There is something you came here to be. Find out who that is. You only find out who that is by claiming it is the things that you desire. You get to choose who you want to be here, and then you get to meet that standard to the best of your ability. And that is your only true job. Again, there's going to be a lot of conflict, especially among the spiritual communities, and who's right and who's wrong. What if we all right and we all wrong? There are many roads to the same path. You choose the one that works for you, that allows you to live within the moral integrity you have set for yourself on a day-to-day basis. That is your path that you hold sacred, and you utilize that path to ensure that every single day, instead of trying, that you do the good you know you can do because you believe in yourself. Everything else can be left on the field. All of the wisdom that we are gathering, I do this. I read a ton. I listen to podcasts. I'm watching this. I take courses. I do all of it. It's all going to be left on the field because when we get back to source, we knew all the information already. We're just relearning it, right? But this experience, this is the part that feels unique. This experience, okay? How you handle things based on your moral compass. That's the whole game. Can you answer yourself and say, you know what, look, I wasn't perfect, but under the circumstances, I did pretty damn good. I'm proud of myself. Or are you existing in this state of, ooh, I shouldn't have said that. Ooh, I shouldn't have done that. I know I'm wrong. You get to meet that. You get to choose to be right. You get to choose to be wrong. You get to choose to be right. You live in a free will. You got free will here, man. So you get to choose to be right and you get to choose to be wrong. But it's going to feel better to you internally now and later if you choose to be right, just based on wanting to feel good, because you know when you do it, it gives you this feeling of like, okay, I did good. You know what that feels like. It feels juicy for a reason. Go there. Okay? That's all that I have. I'm happy I sat down and did this instead of just like writing it down and saying I was going to do it another day. I have a contest. Leave a comment. Subscribe to the website. You get to win stuff. It's a bomb. It's my latest book, Make a Vision Board, Manifesting Collage book, and a selenite crystal charging plate. That will be announced at the end of the month. Join the live. Manifestation Mastery, how to get into alignment and go on your mission with pride and knowing that you're doing it. If you want to learn about that, there is a workshop free coming up at the end of the month. You can go to the live section if you know how to do that. I'm going to try to link it here and be notified of when that will be going on. Have a fabulous day. Try to do a couple of things before I leave. Let me tell you what I've been doing, okay? I've been baking, I've been drawing, that's my hobby. I have been watching the most ridiculous things on television. Murder, She Wrote from the original, from the beginning, and Julia Child from the beginning. We skipped the black and white ones and went to the colored ones. And being juicy in my surrounding of like feeling good about what I've been trying to do, what I'm doing every day, and really considering things from this landscape of releasing this judgment on all fronts for all beings feels really important right now. So I've been trying to stay away from like crime shows and war things and too much alien stuff, which is, I love my alien stuff, but like anything that's scary or conflict based, to keep my energy just in a certain space. While simultaneously, I have been watching people who I think are good at getting their point across from a level of respect, because again, it's all about how you feel after you said something, to make sure that I am speaking my truth authentically, okay? And I think that's really important right now. So with that, again, I promise this time I'm actually leaving you. Have a good day. Thanks again for watching. One more thing. It's a song I was listening to called Truth, and I'm going to link it below if you want to listen to it. Read the lyrics. I think it's the perfect summary of this entire thing, and it's such a good song. I rediscovered it, and I think you'll enjoy it. So I'm going to leave the link for the song below on Spotify, or I'm sure you can find it on Apple, and the name of the artist, so that you can listen to the song. Bye.